everybody, Al Bernstein with another one of our quick hit videos that features countdown to Mayweather Pacquiao. On these videos, we highlight a different aspect of the big fight that will be taking place on Saturday, May 2nd, and I talk about it. As you know, I'm going to be broadcasting that fight at ringside, and every aspect of this fight is fascinating. One of the parts of it that are intriguing to me is all the media coverage that the match is getting and is going to get and will get even after it's finished. Boxing, of course, is a sport in which the mainstream media has not covered it as dramatically as it has in previous years. But as you can see, for the Pacquiao-Mayweather fight, both of whom do get covered by the mainstream media, sports media, they have been out in force. They have been out. They were out at the original press conference when the fight was announced, and they also have been out for the media days of the two fighters as they welcomed crushes of media people to come to watch them train and interview them. Now, the significance of all this is that it's not just the normal boxing media. It's ESPN, which is going to spend a whole week at the fight site with a phalanx of people, reminding me of the old days when I used to cover those fights for ESPN on SportsCenter back in the 80s and 90s, when we would send a whole crew to cover these. But for Pacquiao and Mayweather, the throngs of media people do come out. And the reason I think it's significant is that this is a fight that resonates to the casual sports fan, and the casual sports fan needs to know about this event. And so for the first pay-per-view, I can say in a long time, even though Mayweather and Pacquiao pay-per-views do get covered by the mainstream media, nothing like this. And then you add to the idea that these media days, they're streamed to the public on the internet and get, hundreds of thousands, millions of views for people that want to take a look at these fighters, just to get a glimpse of them working out and hear people interviewed on the media day. And so it's a very significant change in what had happened before in the world of boxing. Now, there are many outlets available to the boxing world now. For instance, we look at all the places where the fights is going to be shown. All over the world, you can see the different networks that will be actually showing the fight. And in each of those cases, of course, those networks are not only going to show the fight, they're going to cover the fight in advance and do a lot with it. Clearly, the internet has always been the haven for boxing coverage in the last 6 or 7 or 8 years especially. And here you see an array of the many boxing websites that have and will devote huge coverage to this fight. The interesting thing to me is that this is the Super Bowl of boxing. And so as a result of that, everybody who covers the sport is going to be doing their level-headed best to provide reams and reams of coverage. And that has been the case already. And as we head into the final week of before the fight, we know it's going to be the case as we continue as well. So as we look ahead to this fight, the one thing that we know is that the casual sports fan who normally doesn't see boxing coverage, whether it's in a newspaper or it's on a network that is a generally all sports network, or even regular networks that simply have sports departments, they will be seeing coverage about this fight. And what does that mean for the sport of boxing? Well, I think it's good for the sport. And it's especially good if Mayweather and Pacquiao can produce a good fight on May 2nd. So with all the attention around this fight, we know that this fight will break a lot of records, but I would suggest an unofficial record it might break, and that is in terms of the number of media people, media outlets, and overall minutes and hours of media coverage that it will get. Now, the other thing that we have to consider is the reach of this fight on the social media. You see that Floyd Mayweather has a huge following on social media, on Twitter and other platforms as well. And so does Manny Pacquiao, though Mayweather clearly outdistances him in that regard. And this is important because this is our new way of communicating in this society in an unfiltered way, where you can reach people with a message and not have to go through a gatekeeper. And so with all of it, with the social media, with the mainstream media, with the boxing media, this fight will be covered as well as anything. Now, we are endeavoring to give you a prize from this particular boxing hangout and video quick hits, because you see that's a signed poster that I've done from the Mayweather Pacquiao fight. And here's how you can win it. We'll show you this trivia question now that will that you need to answer. So what is the total number of career knockdowns plus total number of cuts each fighter has had, plus the total number of rounds for both fighters? What does that equal? Now, you'll have to do a little bit of addition and a little bit of digging, but this is doable. And so what you need to do is put that answer down on the comments below this video, and then we will take all of the correct answers, put them, if there are more than one, which I suspect there might be, put them in a hat. We'll pick out the winner and then be in touch with the winner so they can win that that poster. So we continue our countdown to Mayweather Pacquiao, and we continue to give you different topics that we share about the fight itself. The next topic we'll be dealing with will be the officials of this fight. They will play a very important role, and our next quick hits will deal with that in Countdown to Mayweather Pacquiao.